Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and look what I have. May Floweers Bargain Bead Box. I got it yesterday, and I thought for Tutorial Tuesday we would do a necklace, and I am thinking of a particular style of necklace, a lariat necklace. But I wanted to take a look. I know you've probably seen a bunch of unboxings already. I just wanted to highlight some of the things that came in the box that I thought were very pretty. And I just love all the spring colors that they put in this box. There's quartz in here, citrine, yellow jade, beautiful pastel palette. There's a beautiful leaf pendant I think we'll use. And it's all accented with copper metal findings. And I just think the colors work very nicely together. And then I thought we would just go through that really quick. This subscription's I think around $19 now, and it's a $65 value. So if you haven't ever gotten a Bargain Bead Box, I recommend it. There's about 19 items in this particular box, and everything is really pretty. We're going to take a look here just really quickly. So I've got everything pulled together in one of my little boxes that I like to use, and right away just check out this palette. Very springy. I love the subtlety of the colors. I feel like these look like little berries, these dyed quartz little berries, and I love this beautiful pink color. Got some gorgeous yellow quartz. I love this carved yellow quartz piece. We are going to use that. These AB finish leaves are stunning. We'll probably use those. In fact, I'm planning on using almost everything in the necklace. I'll explain in a minute. Beautiful chain we're going to use. I love this chain. Let me see. This is called Lumachina chain. It's very fancy. I like it. It's very sculptural on its own. Very interesting, and you get quite a bit here. They also sent us some head pins with the loops on the end. Beautiful, dusty, purple faceted coin beads. Lots of those. Some really pretty leaves. We may not use those in this project, but maybe another one. And I love these sculptural copper spacer beads. These look like a very stylized leaf. And then we are going to also use one of these toggles for our lariat. And I love these bicone, these spring green bicone. They're cat's eye beads, and they're just such a pretty pop of green against all of these very mellow but very lovely spring colors. And I kind of feel like this color palette kind of reminds me of when the flowers first start blooming and they're not quite super bright yet. You've got the, the really young tender leaves that come out and are super bright, but then you've got all these really soft colors that come up, and then as they bloom they get more and more vibrant. That's really kind of my thought when looking at this palette. So I'm eager to play with this, and I'm definitely going to use this piece. This is going to be our focal. That's going to be part of our lariat, and it's going to slide through this piece because I just think this toggle is just beautiful and should be featured in the front. So I've got a piece of wire here. I believe this is a 22 gauge wire that I'm going to make a dangle with this. We are going to use the chain, but we're also going to use stringing material and to string the beads. And it's just going to be a nice long boho glam type necklace is kind of my direction that I'm going to go in. So first off, I think what I'll do, before I get any further, I did pull out from my own stash some copper crimp covers and some copper wire guardians. Those of you who have seen some of my designs know I like to use these. My thought is I don't want my chain, not my chain, but my wire to rub against this piece right here. So I'm going to use these wire guardians, which we'll talk about a little bit more. And since I'm using bead covers, I'm not really worried about what color crimp bead I used. I just grabbed some number 2 crimp beads that I had. I don't think I have any copper ones, so I'm using silver, but they'll be covered. So in addition to this, I did pull out some bead caps just in case. I want a variety of those, and I may also use some copper spacer beads. These are some of my copper spacer beads from my stash. I do buy a lot from the Bargain Bead Box, and I think these probably came from there at some point, just to add some variety to the necklace. So the first thing I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and make the wrapped loop for this. That's going to hang. It's going to hang at the end of this chain. And I also want to decide how long I want to make this chain. This chain is going to be part of the piece that slides through our front. This is going to hang like this on our necklace, and then that's going to hang from there like that. And then I thought I'd do some dangles, and then about a little ways up we're going to use string, so it won't all be chain. So I think I'm going to cut this. I've not used this chain before, so I think I will just cut right here. And let me get this little link off of here. So we're going to use this. Let me put this aside, and we're going to have this hanging. So we'll do that next. So here is I think this is about 3 inches. I just wanted plenty of room to make this dangle for I just love this beautiful carved. I love anytime they carve a gemstone. I just think it's gorgeous. And it's two-sided too, so that's nice for a lariat. So right now I'm just going to warm this up just a little bit. And we're just going to do basic wire wrap here. I've got my round nose pliers and my flat nose pliers. And I am going to make the loop pretty big so that leaf dangles nicely. Nice big loop like that. And then we'll slide our really pretty leaf on here. And you may have to finagle with it a little. It is pretty thick to get that, wrapped around there, but you want to have plenty to wrap when you make your piece. So we're going to wire wrap this. And basically, I just don't want this to come off from the chain. So you can do a longer wrap if you want. I'm just going to leave it like that. Straighten this up a little. And then we're going to attach it. I think I'll make another loop this way. This one we don't need to make as thick, because it's just going to go through the chain. You could put a little bead there, but I'm going to be doing lots of dangles, so I'm not going to worry about that for right now. I'm going to put this on here and do another little wrap. And since I'm doing a boho style, I'm going to do what we call the messy wrap. I think it'll look nice with this chain, the texture of having a bulkier wrap. But if you want to do a neater one, go ahead and do a neater one. That's totally up to you. All right, so now we have our pretty pendant. and it is going to slide through here eventually. So we're just going to put this to the side for right now, and we're going to start stringing on here. And like I said, I'm going to do a long necklace, so I think I'm going to do about, let's see, how long is this? So this with the pendant is about 6 inches. So I think I will do about 12, I think I'm gonna do about 20 inches of wire. Well, maybe we'll do a little more. You want to be able, the idea of a lariat is that you can put this over your head. You don't use a clasp necessarily. I mean, you can. There's several ways to make them. The way that I'm making it is just that you can loosen it and pull this over your head when you want. And you don't have to worry about a clasp. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our wire guardians, and we're going to attach our wire to this component. So we're going to put our crimp bead on first. Then we're going to take, as you can see, there's little channels here. We're going to slide this through one of the channels like that, and then bring it through and pop it into the other channel, and then you're going to pull. And now you have like a little U-shaped component. And then this is going to slide into our spot on our toggle clasp right here. Going to slide that in like that. And then you don't want to lose your, be careful, don't lose your crimp bead, because you're going to crimp this. We're going to slide the wire in through the crimp bead again. And then we're going to make sure that our wires don't cross. I'm just going to hold on to that so it stays straight. Then we're going to come in with the crimpers. And on the crimpers, you always start with the back end, the biggest spot, and crimp it down. And then you have kind of another little U shape. Then you're going to crimp sideways like this, and then you're going to tighten it up. I do love these Xyron crimpers. I know I've mentioned that before, but they are very useful for other things. I'm going to take care of this tail, so we don't need that. And here's our connection. So this way the wire guardian rubs up against that metal and your wire doesn't. Now I'm also going to add, to cover this crimp bead, whoops, I knew, you know, it's just not a video until I drop something. We'll find that one later. But these are copper crimp covers. So one of the things I would say about putting crimp covers on, if I don't drop this one, is I like to get it started in my pliers like this, and then you can slide it right in like that, and then very gently, the key is to go slow with these. You just want to press very gently. And, you know, if they're a little lopsided, that's okay. I don't really lose too much sleep over that. But you want to just make sure it's closed. A, because you don't want to scratch anybody. And also, you want it to look like a little bead. So, there we go. Okay? So, now we're ready to string. And I'm just going to tell you, I have no plans on how to string this. I want to just kind of do it not haphazard, that's the wrong word. I want kind of a whimsical look, so I'm not going to go with any type of pattern. So when I was playing around, I kind of just pulled some beads out because I wanted to see, I want to use everything. I want to use all the colors. I just think they're all so pretty together. I'll show you just as we're playing around. Let me pull some of these leaves out because I've got some citrine chunks also, which are really cool. I just love this palette, and I love the AB on this. It kind of ties everything together. It kind of picks up some of these purples and pinks, which is really cool. And you've got chunks. I'm just gonna pull stuff out. Like I said, no rhyme or reason. And they did give us bead caps. I do have some other bead caps. This is just fun to just throw this stuff on the mat. Do try this. We'll make some dangles later, but look at this spring green kind of interspersed in with all this. Let me scooch in a little. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just fun. Let me pull some of this out. So it looks like a little bouquet, doesn't it? Like a spring, like you're walking through a spring meadow kind of thing. That was kind of my thought. Like I said, I don't want any rhyme or reason. I just want to string and not really think about what I'm doing. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you think, I'm just gonna go with the flow, and then you catch yourself making patterns, which is fine. You know, just try not to think too hard about it. That's what I'm attempting to do here. I'm going to use some spacer beads that I have in this pretty copper round color. So I think I'm going to start with, let's see. Yeah, see, I'm thinking already, and I'm not supposed to. So we're not going to think. We're just going to string. And to me, on a necklace like this, it's fun because anything goes. You pick your palette, which in this case is already picked for you, and you don't think about it. You just start stringing. And that's what I want. I want to just use every color. I just want a riot of color, basically. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this. So that's what's fun about it. Sometimes it's fun to just have a project that, well, I like to call no stress. I mean, aside from just figuring out the mechanics of the lariat, you're not really coming in with a plan. You're just gonna, you know, you've picked your colors, and I love that there's some faceted beads, there's some chunks, there's, you know, gemstones, you've got some crystals, you've got kind of a nice variety. So if you're ever pulling something together like that on your own, just be thinking about the textures and kind of what you're trying to accomplish as far as just using every color. I love these. These look like little berries to me, don't they? And I love this green. And I don't think I've seen these are those cat eye fiber optic beads, and I don't recall seeing them in a bicone shape. I like them. They're pretty cool. So here's what we have so far. It looks very springy, doesn't it? And I'm trying real hard not to think about what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go for it. Maybe I'll string 3 of these in a row, and then I'll grab another one of these. I do like the bead caps on the larger beads. That's about the only rule I'm giving myself, but you know, you don't have to do that just because I did it. This is a really pretty box. If you all get the box, I'm curious to know what you think of it. I really like it. It's a very unique palette, and I like the muted colors. You know, when you think of spring colors, a lot of people give you a very bright bouquet of colors, but I kind of like that it's muted. I really do. think that makes it very interesting. We have a magnolia tree in our backyard that is just getting ready. Look at that big chunk. That's pretty cool. If I could find the hole in it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we have a big magnolia tree and all the blooms are popping out. They're all ready to open. When they open, maybe I'll do a little video in my intro, one of my next videos, so you can see it. It's a very big tree. It's really, really pretty. And it keeps the backyard nice and shaded. The squirrels sure like it. And then my dachshund sure likes chasing the squirrels, so it's a popular hangout for all kinds of wildlife. And the people that lived here before, I think, had kids, so there's a little tree house slash like a swing set underneath it. And when my niece was a teenager, we painted it blue and put new fabric up there so she could hang out up there with her laptop and hang out with her friends in the backyard. She thought that was great. That was their little hangout. Became the teen hangout for a while. But now she's 21, which I can't believe, and living out on her own. It's amazing. It's amazing how fast kids grow. I feel like she just went to kindergarten. So here's what we have so far. I'm loving this. I like the pops of the hot pink. And let me grab some more of these. I haven't used any of these spacer beads yet. Let me grab a few of those. Get some more copper through here. This is just, like I said, one way to make a lariat necklace. There are many different techniques out there. If you do a toggle in the front, you can also use the bar. I'm choosing not to because I want this to slide through, and on the toggles there's not really a spot to do that, but you could certainly do it. These are really pretty. Look at the ends. I just now realized that. You know, you could do something else with these besides make a toggle. They're so sculptural. I know I say that word a lot, but I do love a good interesting component that looks like a little piece of sculpture. You could do a lot with those. And I love this light purple too. This is pretty. This kind of dusty lavender up against the green. Looks really nice. So how we doing? The nice thing too about this is, you know, you can pull your beads out, plop in front of the TV, and just make a whole bunch of these, you know, in different colorways. Don't have to think about it. And by the end of the evening, you've got yourself a gorgeous little collection of necklaces. I do love this kind of grapey looking purple. Almost looks like Concord grapes a little bit. As you can see, this is not taking very long. It's just string and go. When I get to the end, we'll attach it to this, and then we'll make some dangles to attach. Very pretty box. And I love that we can get gemstones for that price. I mean, that's always nice. Yeah, and if you have chips that you don't use, I know a lot of people buy like the gemstone chips. This is a great project to use them with. They're great on stretchy bracelets, but they add a nice texture to like a strung necklace also. Hope you all are doing well. it got super hot here really quick. We went from nice mild temperatures to 90 degrees. 90, I think it was 93 the other day, maybe on Mother's Day. Hey, all you moms out there, I hope you had a nice Mother's Day. We just hung out and ordered some barbecue in. That's what we like. My niece came over with her boyfriend and we had barbecue, and they had peach cobbler, which I'm not a big fan of. I like banana pudding. That's what I had from this place around the corner from us that we love. It's not a very big place, but they have delicious barbecue. And barbecue is a very big thing in Texas. For those of you who've ever come here, you know we like our barbecue. So I hope you all had a wonderful day and got to see family. Or if you didn't, hopefully you got to talk to family. It's always nice. Always nice. Hopefully everybody's healthy too where you are, and you yourselves included. Oh, and last week we had kind of a bunch of spring classes through Jesse James Beads, and I am working on those projects. I did a little something to my back, so I didn't really participate live in the classes like I had hoped, but I am working on all the classes, and it was called Beads and Blooms, and very fun projects. We did a really cool wire wrapped pendant similar to one I've done before, a little bit different, a little more wire, taught by Gem Hawks. If you've never watched her, check her out. Gem Hawks, Jem Hawks. And then just tons of people from Softflex, Beadalon, really nice gal. I'm trying to think of her name. Well, Meredith Roddy. She teaches seed bead stuff, which I'm not that great at, but the way that she teaches it, she's phenomenal. Then there's a gal named Danielle Wicks, maybe some of you watch. She did a really cool set of earrings. And so once I finish everything, I'll do a little show and tell for you. I'm in the midst of trying to get all that fixed and worked right now. But yeah, check out, if you've never taken any classes through Jesse James Beads, they do some, they did a winter extravaganza, and they did a summer camp, and then they're doing another summer camp this summer in August. It's not super cheap, but for what you're paying for, you're getting pretty much 10 private lessons, plus all the materials. I think the only thing that I had to contribute were some jump rings, possibly some ear wires, and then my tools. But everything else is provided for you. So do go check out the Jesse James Beads website on that. If you ever wanted to learn a bunch of stuff, that is a great opportunity if you can swing it. I know it's not affordable for everybody, but if you can do it, I think if you could do early bird right now, they're offering 20% off from what I remember. So do check it out. But I will show you what I've learned. And that's the thing about it. You get to, it's a Facebook group that's dedicated just for those classes, and then you learn from everybody, and everybody shares their projects. They usually do like a little get-together happy hour through Zoom, which is fun. And again, I missed it this time around, but I've participated in the last couple, and they were totally a blast. Everybody is so nice. It's so inspiring. I recommend it. So give it a try, if you can. All right, we're getting to the end of this, and I'm liking all these really pretty colors together. I think they're just so pretty. I would not have picked this color combination. That's why I like these boxes too. I would not have picked these on my own. Okay, so I'm going to stop here just so I think I'm going to need at least this much wire to play with. Here is our chain, and I'm literally going to attach again with a wire guardian and a jump ring. I mean a jump ring, a crimp bead. Well, guys, let me just tell you, you don't notice the change, but had a little accident with the tea. So for those of you that ever thought you might want to do videos, don't drink tea while you're filming. That's all I'm going to say about that. So back to our regularly scheduled necklace. I am going to be adding this now to our lariat end, and I need another one of those wire guardians. Alrighty, and some more crimp covers. Just one more, I think. These two like each other. I can't get them apart. There we go. And we're going to need another crimp bead. Let me just grab one real quick. Yeah, I knocked my tea over. Oh boy. Good times, fun times. Fun times on the Marcie Creates channel. Okay, so this piece is going to slide through here. So you want to get your chain through there, and the reason why is because this bead, oh, that's something I needed to mention. You want it to be big enough that your necklace isn't gonna, it's not gonna come off. Okay, so you want to slide this on because we're going to attach it to this end, and then we're going to make our dangles. So you're going to add your crimp bead, and I did leave about, you know, an inch or inch and a half, 2 inches. You want plenty of wire at the end so that you don't have trouble working with all of this. We're going to add our wire guardian next. Just slide that into the channel, and then we're going to slide it in the other side. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the way, but it's a little, these are little components, so it's a little bit difficult, but you're going to slide that back into that channel like that. Then we're going to add our chain, and this is a nice thick chain. It's not going to go anywhere, so that's nice and sturdy. I would pick a sturdier chain for this, and then we're going to put our, we've got our chain, we've got our wire guardian, and we have our crimp like that. We're going to slide the rest of our wire into the crimp bead, and when you get to the end of the necklace, your components are going to be a little fussy, you know, because you're going to have less wire to work with, and that's why I suggest that you have extra. Yeah, I would rather you have more than not enough, and because if you don't have enough, you're going to get very frustrated, and it's going to be hard to tighten this, because we're going to have to tighten this here in a minute. So see how we have a lot of room there. One of the things that I mentioned about these Xyron, I love these, is these are very helpful when it comes to moments like this. So we want to get this crimp bead down further. So I've slid it down further. We're going to take this little pointy end of our Xyron, and we're going to slide and make that tighter. I had to hang on to it so it wouldn't go anywhere, but now you can see you can have a little wiggle room. You don't want to make it so tight that your necklace doesn't have any play, but you do want it tight enough that you don't have a super amount of slack. So now we're going to crimp our crimp bead. So we're going to go to that back part of our crimper, and then we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to do the middle, and then we're going to press that in really good. Now we're going to get rid of this end. We don't need that anymore. And here is our pretty copper crimp cover, so we can hide our crimp bead. We're just going to slide that right in, just like that, and very gently you're going to press, just to give yourself, take your time and just kind of go around and, you know, line it up. And you know what we say, got to zhuzh it a little bit of zhuzhing. And now you have your basic necklace. Very fun. So this is like the basic lariat, and let me turn that this way. I love the randomness of the colors. I think that's really pretty. And then my thought is down here to do some more dangles to add a little more kind of fringe action down here. So I thought we would use some of these leaves. These are really pretty. And the holes go this way, so we may need to use some jump rings. So maybe a few of those. We can wire wrap some of these guys. I definitely want to put some of these. Maybe we'll just do one of these because they're pretty big. I don't want to hide this leaf, but I do want, oh, you know what? Let's do one of these really pretty, looks like a little flower bud. That would be pretty. We'll use some more of these. Let's grab a couple of those. Let's do some chips. And we'll just do random combinations. I was thinking like at least 7 dangles, just so you have some variety there. So let's see what I've got as far as jump rings. Gotta find, the key now is to find them that fit through those. Otherwise we'll have to use some wire, which is not a big deal. We do have these we can use as well if I don't find any jump rings. Let's see, these are my copper, I've got antique and really bright copper jump rings. Let's see if this guy works. He's more of a bronze, but I think it'll be fine. Let's see if he works or not. No, that's pretty, this is too thick. That's all right. I also have some head pins we can use if by chance these others don't work. Let's see. Let's try this one. This looks like it'll work. Ooh, that's almost too thin. Oh boy, let's see. I have tons of head pins that are, oh look, here's some more wire. Okay, so let's see what we can do about getting these leaves on here. I'm just gonna wire wrap these, and I may just do a few dangles and then come back to you, just so you don't have to sit through all of them. But my basic thought is to just do a bunch of different kinds, so there's some variety, and then we can have more going on this chain as kind of a focal point to the necklace. That's what I'm thinking of. Why won't you go in there? Oh, there we go. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to finagle these a little. Sometimes this is why I don't plan things. I want you to see when I encounter a challenge how I overcome it, because that is part of making jewelry, you know. It's not all perfection. You know, you gotta, sometimes it's trial and error. I'm gonna try a different head pin because I think that one was a little too thick. Let me test this out first before I go there. That's better. And I think I'm gonna go this way and do kind of a triangular. So see how I made that angle? So now for these, I think the best course of action is to do more of a, what you would do with a briolette. And if you've never seen a briolette hung, you basically make like a triangle like this so that your guy moves. And then you're gonna bend this guy down. This guy's gonna get straight. So now you have kind of this situation. And now you're going to wire wrap around here like this. And I'm going to trim that. And then let's see, I might put a little green bead on here for some color. Yeah, that's pretty. Then we'll just do another wire wrap. I think I'm going to use the thinner end of these. Let's open that up. I do see that there's plenty of room on this chain to add dangles, which is nice. I think I'm going to add this one though, right here, and hang it. I'm going to do all different levels, but I thought this leaf would be pretty next to that other leaf. So we can get that wrapped. I think this head pin's a different color, but it does blend in. I don't think it matters. I think this is more of like a gunmetal. I don't know how I got mixed in with my copper, but who knows? Who knows? So there's one dangle. See, I like that movement. So let's add something else. Let's see. Let's take one of our ball head pins and a copper bead. Let's do maybe one of these pretty grapey colors. I'm gonna add another green one to it. I like that pop of green. I think that's so pretty. Let's see. Make a little wrap loop. Well, before we wrap it, we want to attach it to the chain. And this is nice because you can add as many as you want. Totally up to you. So I'm going to go higher up the chain here and add that and wrap it. We'll add a few more and then I'll go off camera and finish this just so you don't have to watch every single one. So there's another one. That's pretty. So I think I'm going to add some more. Let's see. Well, I wanted to do this guy. This is so pretty. And I would like to do, I was wondering about these bead caps. I think those might not be big enough. Let me see what I got here. Got some bead caps here that are copper that are bigger. Will that work? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So this time I think I'm going to put, let's see, one of the green ones at the bottom. Put our little, that is so pretty. Maybe a copper bead, or maybe a pink bead, like that. Then we'll make another wrap loop. I think this is another gunmetal. Oh well. Now that I've used two, it looks like a plan. I'm gonna go for it. It's really not that noticeable. Let's see. Let me add this down here. I like this chain. It's very unique. I don't think I've ever used this chain before. I'm trying to think. What did they call that? Luma China jewelry chain. Lumachina. Let me know in the comments if you've heard of this chain before. I have not heard of it. I like it though. It is just in case you're wondering, lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free. And I know that Bargain Bead Box really does try to find metals that are high quality, that don't have those things in it, because it does irritate people's skin. So here's some. I think we're going to need, see, that's 3. At least 2 more, if not, I might just go all the way to like there with some dangles. So I'm going to go off camera and do some more dangles. I'm going to pick up some more of these guys, and then we'll take a look at the finished product. So stay tuned. Hey everyone. So I'm back with a really pretty BoHo lariat necklace. Here's our toggle in the front with that beautiful flower. Our chain. You could do dangles all the way up if you wanted. I concentrated them down with that really pretty pendant. I love all of these colors. I ended up doing about 7 dangles, and they turned out very nice. I love that there's no rhyme or reason to the pattern. It's just random, beautiful colors. I love that pop of green. It's a nice long necklace, so you can pull this over your head. And the idea with the lariat, of course, is kind of like those Y necklaces. This piece hangs down the front. This is a great layering necklace. You can put shorter necklaces with it. You can put even longer, like opera length necklace with it. It'd be very pretty. I dearly love this pendant so much. And I think this turned out really nice. And I do like this new chain. So this is the May Floweers Bargain Bead Box for May. And we're got a pretty palette. Nice, pretty, gentle spring colors. Beautiful citrine. I love this green, like I said, the fiber optic. Beautiful glass beads. You know, absolutely gorgeous. I'm very happy with how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed it. You don't have to have a big plan to make something pretty. You know, we'll get into more color inspiration. I am working on some things for that. But, you know, this kind of gives you an idea. You can do like a nice subtle color palette and just pick one color that's really bright and vibrant. And you can see how all that plays together. I love the subtlety and then that pop of green. I think it just gives it a nice energy. And does really feel like spring and May flowers to me. So I hope you enjoyed this project. Give it a try. It's not complicated to do a lariat at all. In fact, it's probably one of the more forgiving types of necklaces to make. You don't have to use the Guardians just because I did. By all means, you know, if you want to just string and use your crimp bead, you can certainly do that. Just before I go, I'm going to put this aside for a minute and just give you a sneak peek of an unboxing I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Sam's bead box. I haven't done an unboxing in a while, and this is BoHo Travels. So just a little eye candy. Stay tuned for that. We'll go into that more in depth. Beautiful box by Sam's Bead Box. That's another subscription I get. And then I have something very special from Jesse James Beads that I got that I will share with you. Something new that they're doing that I think is pretty cool. So be looking for that. And then as I finish my Beads and Blooms projects, I will bring those to you as well. There's some very cool wire projects, leather, and some seed bead things, which like I said, I'm not a seed bead expert, but that Meredith Roddy, she could teach anybody how to seed bead. So I'll try to find information on how you can look up her classes. I know she works for Beadalon, and I'm pretty sure she has some YouTube stuff out there, but I will get more information on that and link everything for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. This was a really fun, whimsical project. I think it turned out very nice. I think I may treat the rest of this box this way. I just really do love this color palette, and looking forward to making some companion pieces with this. As always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I am 30 people away from 1,000 subscribers. So, you know, studio tour and meeting me is right around the corner for those of you that have been asking. I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm gonna do it. Anyway, you all take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Take care of your families. Let's pray for some world peace as always. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on the next video.